Love should be easy. Why should it not?
First question is really, really good. It is from Unko-kun, and he says, is there a functional difference between kochi, sochi, dochi, and kore, sore, are? I learned kochira, sochira, dochira, and I understand that those forms were more casual. Okay, first of all, I'm surprised that this question is coming from Unko-kun because he's such an advanced user on YesJapan.com. I wouldn't expect this question, but everyone learns at a different pace, everyone learns in a different way, and he sort of has a grasp of what this is, but I'm going to explain the actual differences between these. First of all, let's look at the first group. And by the way, these type of words are called ko-so-a-do words. This is a ko-so-a-do word group. And even Japanese children, when they learn these words, they're called ko-so-a-do words. And the first group that we're talking about is what we call the Dore group, or the which one group. And you have Dore, kore, sore, and are. And they respectively mean which one, this one, and that one over there. And if you go to YesJapan.com or you look in our book, as a matter of fact, I'm going to show it to you right now. This is covered in Book 1, Lesson 2. We have a nice little graphic that shows you how the ko-so-a-do words work. It's right here. For those of you who have the book, it's on page 41. But here you see that the ko-so-a-do word group, it's all about the speaker and the relationship to the speaker. All right? And sometimes it's also a relationship to the person that you're talking to, depending on the situation. All right? So that's the first group. Dore, kore, sore, are. It means which one, but it means which one only for 3 items or more. Okay? This is the rule. For example, if I want to ask you which one is the key, look at here, there's about 5 keys on here. Kagi wa dore desu ka must be used. I must use kagi wa dore desu ka. Let's look at this other group, and then we'll discuss why we can't use dochi. So we have this other ko-so-a-do group, which is dochi, kochi, sochi, achi, which also mean the exact same thing. Which one, this one, and that one over there. But what's the difference between the kore word group and the dore word group and the dochi word group? Well, the dochi word group can only be used for 2 items, whereas the Dore word group can be used to talk about which one out of all of these keys. I could say, kuruma no kagi wa dore desu ka? Which one is the car key? Kore desu. It's this one. But if there was only 2 keys here, let's say the entire thing only had 2 keys, then we're going to say, dochi desu ka? Which one is it out of the 2 items? Kuruma no kagi wa dochi desu ka? Kochi desu. Now I could say, by the way, kore desu. It wouldn't be incorrect to answer with kore, but typically if you're asked dochi, you want to answer with kochi. All right? Because kore can mean this one all by itself. It's 1 item or 3 or more. It's just not used with 2 items. You wouldn't say kuruma no kagi wa dore desu ka in this situation because there's only 2 keys. Does that make sense? Now that we've talked about Dore word group for 3 items or more, or Dochi word group for 2 items only, let's talk about the Dochira word group. The Dochira word group is this magic group that covers a lot of territory. The Dochira word group is polite for the Dore word group and the Dochi word group. So where you would have said Dore desu ka, you could say Dochira desu ka. Kagi wa dochira desu ka? And even if you only had 2, you could still say kuruma no kagi wa dochira desu ka? And I think that's why the dochira word group is typically taught first, because you don't have to deal with the 2 items or 3 items or more concept. But here's where if that was just the case, it'd be fine. But the dochira word group does so much more. Here's a graphic out of Japanese from Zero Book 4 being released in the beginning of 2013. But look at this. These are all of the things that the dochira, kochira, sochira, achira words cover. And look at this. It covers, not only does it cover dore and dochi, but it also covers doko, Doko, which means where. So if I said to you, Anata no kuruma wa dochira desu ka? It could mean, where is your car? It could mean, which one is your car? But not only does it cover that, it also covers the dono word group. And if you remember, the dono word group, which is taught, I believe, in lesson 6 of perhaps book 2, dono word group is when you want to say this car. For example, kono kuruma. You can't say kore kuruma, because remember, kore means this one. Saying kore kuruma is the equivalent of saying this one car. But that doesn't make any sense. So you say kono kuruma. You can also say, which car is it? Dono kuruma desu ka? Which car is it? What's the difference between kuruma wa dore desu ka and dono kuruma desu ka? Not really much difference. They both mean which one is the car. It's just if you're going to have the which in the front or the which in the back. But guess what? The dochira word group also covers the dono word group, except that you need to add the no. Dochira no kuruma desu ka? Dochira no kuruma desu ka? All right. Also, it covers dare. Now, dare is not even part. It's not even part of a kosoado group. It's just all by itself, meaning who. Dare desu ka? Who is it? If you want to say who is it in a more polite way, you just say dochira sama desu ka? You have to add the sama. That's the only difference. Dochira sama desu ka? So as you can see, the dochira word group is far more powerful than the dore word group and the dochi word group. But that dore word group and the dochi word group have very specific usages. Dochi being for 2 items only, and dore being for 3 items or more. There you have it. Thank you for that question. It's awesome. I appreciate it.